My girlfriend said I am too young to be tied down. I need to explore my options. After 3 years together, I said explore away. She came back 6 months later ready to commit. I rejected her saying I do not need you anymore, and the chaos that erupted nearly destroyed both our lives. We met at a mutual friend's game night 4 years ago. Hit it off immediately. She was funny and smart and gorgeous in this effortless way where she did not seem to realize how beautiful she was. We had survived her finishing college while I was already working. My job relocation from Portland to Seattle. Even a 6-month long-distance stretch when she did an internship 2 states away, and we made it work with video calls and weekend visits that cost me a fortune in plane tickets. I thought we were solid. I really did. We had talked about moving in together, found this perfect 2-bedroom apartment near her work. I was ready to sign the lease, ready to take that next step. The conversation that ended everything happened on a Thursday evening in March. We were at this taco place we both loved, our usual spot. We went there every Tuesday for taco night and had our regular orders memorized by the staff. We were sitting there planning furniture layouts for the new apartment, talking about whether we should get a couch from IKEA or splurge on something nicer. I was showing her photos of coffee tables on my phone. Then she put her fork down. Just set it down very deliberately. "Derek, we need to talk." My stomach dropped instantly. Nobody in the history of relationships has ever said we need to talk before delivering good news. I put my phone down. "Okay, I have been thinking," she said, started twirling her hair the way she always did when she was nervous. "I am 25 years old. I have only been with 3 guys total, including you, and I feel like I am missing out on experiences, you know. Like I am too young to be tied down like this." I just stared at her, trying to process what I was hearing. Tied down. We are moving in together. We are not getting married tomorrow, but that is the path we are on, right? Move in together, then get engaged, then married, then kids, the whole traditional thing, and she took a breath. "I need to explore my options, see what else is out there before I settle down. So you want to break up so you can date around." She nodded and reached across the table for my hand. I pulled it back before she could touch me. "But we can stay friends. And who knows, maybe after I have had my fun and experienced more we can reconnect. You are definitely husband material, Derek, just not right now, not yet. Husband material, not yet. Like I was a sofa she wanted to buy later when it went on sale. Like I was something she could put on layaway. Mia," I said slowly, "if you leave to go explore, we are done. Permanently. This is not something we come back from." She actually laughed. Like genuinely laughed at me. "Do not be so dramatic, Derek. People take breaks all the time. This does not have to be some big final thing. This is not a break. You are ending a 3-year relationship so you can sleep around. That is what this is. That is not, I mean," she sighed like I was being difficult. "Look, I know you are upset right now, but you will understand eventually. We are meant to be together. I just need to get this out of my system first. Experience things. Then we can be together for real." I stood up, pulled out my wallet, threw cash on the table for my half of the meal. "Explore away, Mia. I hope you find exactly what you are looking for." I left her sitting there with her mouth hanging open, walked straight out to my car and drove home. The apartment I was renting by myself. The place I had been planning to leave so we could start our life together. I called the landlord about the deposit on the new place that night. Lost $500 since only my name was on the application. Mia had not signed anything yet, but it was worth every penny to not deal with breaking a lease later or living with someone who saw me as a backup plan. I blocked her on everything that same night. Not dramatically. Not with some big announcement, just decisively. Blocked her number, blocked her on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, removed her from Snapchat, unfriended all her close friends who I only knew through her. I did not want updates, did not want to see what she was doing, did not want the temptation to check in on her. She wanted to explore. She could do it without me watching from the sidelines. Update 1, 2 months passed. Complete radio silence, which was exactly what I wanted. I genuinely thought that was the end of it, that she was off living her best life and I could move on with mine. Then the flying monkeys arrived. First was her best friend Tessa. I got a text from an unknown number on a Tuesday morning. "Hey Derek, it is Tessa. Can we talk? Mia is really struggling and I think you should know." I deleted it without responding. Did not even read past the first line once I saw who it was from. Then her sister Nora found me on LinkedIn of all places. LinkedIn, the professional networking site. She sent me a message there. "Hi Derek, hope work is going well. Random question, but are you planning to be at Brent's birthday party next month?" Mia mentioned you guys are taking some space, but she really misses you. Taking some space. Like I was on vacation or something. Like this was a mutual decision we had made together. I did not respond to that either. Then came the accidental run-ins. Suddenly Mia was everywhere. At my coffee shop on Saturday morning, the one I went to every weekend. At my grocery store on Wednesday evening when I always did my shopping. At the bookstore I visited every other Saturday afternoon, each time acting completely surprised to see me. Derek, oh my God, what are the odds? Hey, I did not expect to see you here. This is so crazy running into you. The third time I just looked at her and said, pretty high odds since you know my entire routine. You know exactly where I go and when. She tried to look offended. I shop here too, since when? You always said you hated this bookstore, said it was pretentious and overpriced. People change their opinions, exactly. People change. I am not the same person who would wait around for you. I took my books to the checkout and left. She did not follow me that time, but here is what really got to me. What made the whole thing so much worse? Mutual friends started telling me about her exploration phase. Different guy every week showing up on her Instagram stories, clubbing constantly. Weekend trips to Vegas with some guy she met on Hinge. Beach vacation with another guy. Concerts with someone new, living her absolute best life according to social media. And I was just living, not trying to prove anything to anyone. Started playing on a recreational basketball team through work. Made some friends there. Took a coding boot camp that my company offered since I had been wanting to level up my technical skills. Got promoted to team lead, which came with a decent raise. Turns out when you are not constantly planning romantic dinners and weekend getaways and worrying about someone else's happiness, you have a lot more mental energy to focus on your career. Then last week everything escalated. I got home from basketball practice around 8 at night, sweaty and tired and ready to shower and crash. And there she was, sitting outside my apartment door on the hallway floor, not dressed for clubbing this time. Wearing my old college hoodie, the gray one with the hole in the pocket that she had kept when we were together. Hair in a messy bun, no makeup, looking small and sad. We need to talk, she said when she saw me. No, we do not. I unlocked my door, started to go inside. She stood up fast. Please, Derek, just give me 5 minutes. That is all I am asking. You had 3 years. You traded all of them for 6 months of exploration. How did that work out for you? The tears started then. Real ones or fake ones, I honestly could not tell anymore. I made a mistake, okay. I explored, I dated around, I had my fun. And you know what I learned? That you are the one I want. You are the person I am supposed to be with. I actually laughed, could not help it. I am the one you want now. After you have test-driven every other option in the city, now you have decided I am acceptable. That is not fair, is it not though? You literally told me I was husband material that you wanted to save for later. Like I would just sit on a shelf waiting for you to come back when you were done playing around. I thought you would wait. We had 3 years together, Derek. 3 years had past tense. You ended those 3 years, and now you want to end your fun and go back to being with me. The entitlement of it. Mia, I am seeing someone. That was a complete lie. I was not seeing anyone, had not even been on a date since her, but watching her face crumble made the lie worth it. What, who, for how long does not matter. What matters is that I moved on. Like you wanted me to. You wanted to explore and be free, and I let you go. I did not want you to move on. I wanted you to be there when I came back. And there it was, the truth. She had wanted me frozen in time, waiting for her to finish having fun. Go home, Mia. She did not go home. She sat back down on the floor outside my door. I will wait right here. You will realize eventually that we are meant to be together, that what we had was real. I pulled out my phone and called building security, told them my ex-girlfriend was trespassing in the hallway and refusing to leave. They showed up in about 10 minutes. 2 guys who I knew from living there for 3 years. They were professional about it but firm, asked her to leave. She started yelling about true love and second chances and how I was making the biggest mistake of my life. They escorted her to the elevator while she cried. That should have been the end of it. I really thought it would be, but I was so wrong. Update 2. The day after building security removed her from my hallway, the real campaign started. She showed up at my workplace, told the reception desk she was my girlfriend and needed to drop off my medication that I had forgotten. Security called me down to the lobby. I came down, and there she was holding a bag from the sandwich shop we used to go to together. You forgot your lunch, babe, she said with this bright fake smile. The security guard looked confused. I did not even engage with her directly, just looked at the guard. She is my ex-girlfriend. Please remove her from the building. Derek, do not be like this. We need to talk about us. I watched security walk her out while my coworkers pretended not to stare. My manager pulled me aside afterward. Everything okay? Ex-girlfriend having trouble with the concept of ex. It will not happen again. But it did happen again. Different approach, though. Flowers arrived at my office the next day. Huge, expensive arrangement. Roses and lilies and things I could not even name. The card said for my soulmate, always yours. I carried them to the break room and left them there for anyone who wanted them. Told the admins they could enjoy them. Then came the social media blitz. Since I had blocked her on everything, she created new accounts. Started commenting on my old posts from 2 years ago with inside jokes. Tagging me in memories through mutual friends' accounts. Posted this long, emotional letter on Instagram about losing the love of her life to pride and stubbornness. My favorite part of her post. He says he has moved on, but I know deep down he still loves me. True love does not just disappear because you want it to. We are meant to be together, and he knows it. My buddy Trevor sent me screenshots of everything. Bro, she has completely lost it. Just ignore all of it, I told him. I told everyone, do not engage, do not respond, do not give her any ammunition. Pretend it does not exist. But Mia was not done. She reached out to my mother who she had met exactly twice during our entire relationship. Mom called me sounding confused. Honey, Mia just called me crying about how you will not forgive her for some fight you two had. What happened between you two? I explained the whole story. She wanted to break up to date around. I let her go. Now she wants me back and I am not interested. Mom was quiet for a minute, so she dumped you so she could sleep around, and now she expects you to just take her back like nothing happened. Basically, yes. Oh, hell no. I like that girl well enough, Derek, but hell no. You are not a toy she can put down and pick back up whenever she feels like it. I will handle this. I do not know what my mother said to Mia, but the next day Mia's mom called me screaming. How dare you turn your mother against my daughter? Mia made one mistake, and you are destroying her over it, ruining her life. Mrs. Patterson, your daughter made a choice. I have made mine. Please do not contact me again. You will regret this. She was the best thing that ever happened to you. Then why did she leave? Silence on the other end. Then you are a cold, heartless man. No, I am a man who knows his worth. Goodbye. I hung up, blocked that number too. The calls kept coming after that. Different numbers. Borrowed phones from friends. Each voicemail more unhinged than the last. I know where you live. I can see your light is on right now. That blonde girl from your basketball team, is that her? Is that your new girlfriend? We are meant to be together, Derek. You know we are. I will wait forever if I have to. I filed a police report for harassment. The officer was sympathetic but basically said unless she made actual physical threats, there was not much they could do. Suggested I look into a restraining order. My buddy Anthony is a lawyer. I asked him about it. He looked at what I had documented. You need more evidence. Keep recording everything. Every text, every voicemail, every unexpected visit. Build a file that shows a pattern. So that is what I did. Screenshot every message. Saved every voicemail. Documented every time she showed up somewhere. Built a file on my computer with dates and times and details. Then last night things went completely nuclear. I was on a date. My first actual date since Mia. Girl named Harper from the coding bootcamp I had taken. She was smart and funny and treated me like an actual person instead of a safety net. We were at this Italian place downtown. Nice but not too fancy. Good pasta. We were talking about work and laughing and having a genuinely good time. Then Harper's face went pale. She was looking past me toward the bar. Derek, that woman at the bar keeps staring at us. Like really intensely staring. I turned around, Mia, sitting at the bar in the red dress I had bought her for our second anniversary. Makeup done perfectly, hair styled. She raised her wine glass at me like a toast. Then she stood up and started walking toward our table. Derek, what a coincidence seeing you here. You need to leave, Mia. She looked at Harper then, smiled this cold smile. Oh, I am Mia, Derek's girlfriend. Well, ex-girlfriend, but not for long. We are just working through some things. Harper started to stand up like she was going to leave. I touched her hand gently. Stay, please. I turned to Mia. You are embarrassing yourself. This is harassment. Am I, or are you embarrassing yourself with this obvious rebound? Harper laughed. Actually laughed. Lady, I do not know what your deal is, but this is just sad. Mia's face twisted. Excuse me. You heard me. Whatever you had with Derek, you threw it away. Now you are stalking him at restaurants. That is not romantic. It is pathetic. You do not know anything about us. I know he blocked you. I know you have been harassing him for weeks. I know you are about 3 seconds away from getting arrested if you do not leave right now. I pulled out my phone. I am calling the police. Mia grabbed for my phone. Tried to snatch it out of my hand, knocked over Harper's full glass of wine in the process. Red wine went everywhere, all over the white tablecloth, all over Harper's white blouse. The manager appeared immediately. "Ma'am, you need to leave right now. I am not going anywhere. This is my boyfriend, ex-girlfriend," I corrected, "who is stalking me. Please call the police." The manager nodded to a waiter who pulled out his phone. Mia realized she had miscalculated badly. "Derek, please do not do this. Please, you did this, every choice, every escalation. You did all of this yourself." The cops arrived maybe 10 minutes later, took statements from me and Harper and the manager, even talked to other diners who had witnessed everything. Mia tried to spin it as a misunderstanding between exes, but Harper's wine-soaked shirt told a different story. They did not arrest her, but they gave her a criminal trespass warning for the restaurant, told her in very clear terms that she needed to leave me alone or face actual charges. As they escorted her out, she was yelling, "This is not over, Derek. We are meant to be together. You know we are." Harper was incredible about the whole thing, even joked that she had never had such an eventful first date. We grabbed pizza after at a different place, but the mood was pretty much destroyed. She did kiss me goodnight, though, said call me when you get that restraining order filed. I filed for an emergency protective order the next morning. Court date was set for the following week. Final update, court day arrived. I showed up with Anthony and a folder thick with evidence, printed emails, screenshots, police reports, witness statements. Everything organized chronologically. Mia showed up with her mother and what looked like a lawyer she found through a bus bench advertisement. She was dressed like she was going to church, conservative dress, minimal makeup, hair in a neat bun. The transformation from party girl back to good girl was honestly almost impressive in how calculated it was. The judge reviewed everything, the texts and voicemails, the witness statements from the restaurant incident, the police report, all of it. Mia's lawyer tried to paint it as a misunderstanding between former lovers who still had feelings. "Your Honor, my client simply wants closure. She has been trying to apologize for ending the relationship hastily, trying to make amends. This is being blown out of proportion." The judge looked at him over her glasses. "Counselor, did you actually review the evidence? Specifically the voicemail where your client says, and I quote, 'I can see your light on right now.'" Even her cheap lawyer looked uncomfortable at that. Then Mia asked to speak, against her lawyer's obvious advice. "Your Honor, Derek and I had 3 beautiful years together. I made one mistake. I asked for space to grow as a person, and now he is punishing me for it, for wanting to better myself." The judge flipped through the papers in front of her. "You ended the relationship to, in your own words, explore your options, correct?" "Yes, but I and Mr. Reed told you clearly that this would be permanent, that you could not come back." He was upset. He did not really mean it. "Ma'am, you are 25 years old enough to understand that actions have consequences. You ended a relationship. He accepted your decision and moved on. Your refusal to accept his decision has led to stalking, harassment, and assault." "I did not assault anyone. I accidentally knocked over a glass while attempting to grab his phone, after following him to a restaurant while he was on a date with someone else." Mia started crying for real then. "I just wanted him back." "Is that really a crime? The stalking and harassment?" "Actually, yes, those are crimes. Restraining order granted. 2 years. No contact whatsoever. Stay 500 feet away from Mr. Reed at all times. The whole standard deal." As we were leaving the courthouse, Mia's mother cornered me in the parking lot. "Are you happy now? You have completely humiliated my daughter, destroyed her reputation in this city." "Mrs. Patterson, Mia did this to herself, every single bit of it. She loved you. No, she loved the idea of having me as a backup plan. There is a big difference. You will die alone with that attitude." Anthony stepped between us then. "Ma'am, any further contact from you or any member of your family will be considered a violation of the protective order by proxy. I suggest you walk away now." She huffed off, but not before spitting out she was too good for you anyway. Right. That is why she was stalking me. The aftermath was swift and brutal for Mia. She lost her job. Turns out showing up to work sporadically because you are too busy stalking your ex does not impress employers. Her Instagram went from party photos and club pics to motivational quotes about surviving narcissistic abuse, about rising from the ashes, about toxic men. Tessa reached out one last time through a mutual friend. "Just so you know, Mia is in therapy now. She realizes she really messed up. Maybe in a year or two you could consider giving her another chance." No, but she is really. Tell her therapy is great. I hope she learns from all this. But we are never ever getting back together. Not in a year, not in 10 years. Never. You are really cold, you know that. No, I am someone who knows you cannot treat people like safety nets, like backup plans. Actions have consequences. That was 3 months ago. Have not heard anything since. The restraining order seems to be working. Harper and I are still dating. Taking it slow, but it is nice. Nice being with someone who actually wants to be with me. Not someone keeping me as an option while they look for something better. She jokes that she knew I was worth it when my crazy ex showed up at our first date. Says only quality guys have stalkers that committed. Dark humor, but it helps. My mom still randomly texts me, "Thank God you did not marry that girl," about once a week. Dad just says I handled it better than he would have. The funny thing is, if Mia had just broken up with me normally, I would have been fine. If she had said she was not feeling it anymore or wanted different things, I would have been hurt, but I would have understood. People grow apart. It happens. But the entitlement of thinking I would wait around while she played the field. The assumption that I would be grateful when she decided she was done exploring. The absolute meltdown when I would not follow her script. That told me everything I needed to know about who she really was. Looking back, there were signs I missed. Little comments about how I was lucky to have her. How she had chosen me over other guys who wanted to date her. How I should be grateful she was not as high maintenance as her friends. She never saw me as a partner. I was an accessory. A safe, stable accessory she could put down and pick back up whenever it was convenient. Well, this accessory walked himself right out of her life. Best $500 deposit I ever lost. Probably saved me from a divorce later that would have cost way more financially and emotionally. To anyone reading this in a similar situation, you are not a backup plan. You are not someone's safety net. You are not required to wait around while they find themselves or explore or whatever they want to call it. When someone shows you how little they value you, believe them, and value yourself enough to walk away, even when they stalk you afterward, especially then actually. Trust me. The restraining order paperwork is worth more than their promises ever were.